Dim. ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं ओम नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। हरि ओम। Now, we saw, don't disturb us. We saw bhakti. In a conclusion verse, in 10th verse, पूजनम जपः चिंतनम क्रमात् ध्यानम, we saw in the last class ध्यान का मतलब क्या होता है। अब 10th verse में भगवान is in a way summarizing a particular thought. What is that? रुत्सले मन स्वस्थता क्रिया, भक्ति योग बोधाश्च निश्चितम्। हृत्सले मन स्वस्थता क्रिया, भक्ति योग बोधाश्च निश्चितम्। नो सी, देखिए, क्रिया, भक्ति, योग एंड बोध, है ना। क्रिया, वहां पर देखिए श्लोक में, क्रिया, भक्ति, योग, बोधा, ये चार पात। क्रिया मीन्स कर्मयोग, भक्ति भक्ति योग, योग अष्टांग योग, बोध ज्ञान मार्ग। माने आप किसी भी मार्ग पकड़ो, होता क्या वहां, हाउ व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हैपेंस। आप कोई भी मार्ग पकड़ो, भक्ति योग पकड़ो, क्रिया योग पकड़ो, या कर्म योग, भक्ति योग, ज्ञान योग और अष्टांग योग, जो भी पकड़ा, इसका मतलब क्या होता है। इसका मतलब क्या होता है। भगवान रमण महर्षि सेज मनः हृत्सले मनः स्वस्थता। पर्पस क्या है। पर्पस इज माइंड हैज टू बी एब्जॉर्ब्ड इन द हार्ट। ये होता है। इफ यू प्रैक्टिस एनी पाथ, सो व्हाट हैपेंस, अल्टीमेटली द गोल इज व्हाट, mind should be absorbed in the heart. Now I request all of you, request not required, choice is yours. Now in Noida ashram I've been talking on Ramana Gita. You should listen to that also. वहाँ पे the artha, meaning of Hrudayam was told. Hrudayam. You know, there Bhagwan in that Vyakhya commentary में काव्य कंठ श्लोक, then Vyakhya was Sanskrit commentary by one great Sri Kapal Shastriyar, Kapal Shastriyar. Very beautifully that thought, when he mentions in that Bhashya, Ramana Maharshi's thoughts only, when we are in the state of ignorance, अज्ञान अवस्था में हम कहते हैं हमारे हृदय में परमात्मा बैठा है। परमात्मा कहाँ पर बैठा है, हृदय में बैठा है। दिस स्टेटमेंट दैट द लॉर्ड इज इन द हार्ट इज स्टेटमेंट मेड व्हेन वी आर इन द स्टेट ऑफ इग्नोरेंस। फिर कहाँ है, आफ्टर ज्ञानम you will understand Lord is not in the heart, Lord is the heart. ये भगवान हृदय से हृदय में है, ये नहीं है. हृदय का अर्थ ही यही है. अयम हृत. हृत means the source, central. Ayam means Paramatma only. So like Ayam Atma, Brahma में Ayam है. This Atman is Brahman. Which Atman? This Atman. So Hrit meaning what? Ishvara only. But in Ajnana Avastha mein, when we are not awakened, we use that language allowed. That language is allowed. Which language? Paramatma मेरे हृदय में बैठा है. हृदय में परमात्मा को बिठाओ. बिठाओ माने वास्तव में बिठाने की क्या जरूरत है, वैसे मौजूद पहले से ही है. बिठाओ माने बिकम अवेयर ऑफ इट. बिकम अवेयर ऑफ इट. Become aware of it constantly, continuously. That's one part, sadhana. So Ramana Maharshi says, Nischitam. It has been ascertained, whatever yoga shastra, yoga marga you follow, whatever marga you follow, path you follow, kriya, bhakti marga, kriya karma yoga, jnana yoga or ashtanga yoga, purpose is what? See that your mind is slowly rooted in the heart and absorbed in the heart. That is the purpose of yoga. Ramana Maharshi also said very beautifully in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the first sutra is Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Now the yoga is explained, instructed. Yoga instructions are given in yoga. The second sutra is, what is yoga? It defined there. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha was given. And we are not going in depth. But this chitta vritti nirodha, that is restraining the thoughts which are now like a chimney. You know chimney? Continuous धुआं निकलता रहता है देखिए. Or like a boiling water. Non-stop. Thoughts are generated. If you want, you can go to a doctor, he will put that instrument to the brain and see the brain waves and see how many thoughts. But there are, one Dalai Lama ji has a beautiful thing. They conducted with monks, deep meditation में neuroscientists all over the world. There are big book also has come. They beautifully analyzed, 2 photographs are kept. Suppose one man is deep meditation and a sound is produced. When a sound is created there, some sound, some word, some shabda, how the brain waves are generated, meaning is generated, how his emotion is generated there. The big study they made. Right? 2 photos are kept. आपको लगता है दोनों फोटो एक ही व्यक्ति का है एक्चुअली एकदम देयर इज नो चेंज बट नीचे एक्सप्लेनेशन आता है फ्रॉम साइंटिस्ट observe this a small change in expression when we put that gentleman to these many waves are beta waves, alpha waves, gamma waves, theta waves, what kind of waves are generated. And there was also a monk, he was no straight line, no thought. One boy was in Pune long back. He was given this test because he was not active. He was not. He was taken and was kept. Straight line. It happened. Then they asked him. He was talking, but brain is calm. Absolutely not dead. Clear, peaceful. So they asked him, "You don't get thoughts?" He said, "What is that thought? I'm talking to you, but I don't name it as a thought and all that." Some deep revelations he gave. So, Chittavritti Nirodha is common for all margas, Ramana Maharshi said. आप भक्ति मार्ग पकड़ो, क्या कर रहे हो? restraining thoughts, flowing towards Lord. Karma, restraining thoughts. Jnana yoga, restraining thoughts. Ashtanga yoga, restraining thoughts. अब कर क्या रहे हैं? Thoughts are only restrained. That is common, he said. Now here he says, Bhagavan Maharishi, what is this is the means. Madhyam is that thought control, restraining thoughts. What is the goal? सबका गोल एक ही है. Ultimately, absorb the mind in the heart. Dissolve the mind in the heart is the goal of all paths. So with that, our Bhagavan Maharishi has concluded. Now Ashtanga Yoga started. Ashtanga Yoga is now, this is Yoga Marga. Now very beautiful. Now see. Vayurodhanat liyate manaha Jalapakshivat rodha sadhanam Vayurodhanat liyate manaha Jalapakshivat rodha sadhanam. Now, Vayurodhanat. Now see, this is pranayama technique. There is very lot of things can be talked on this sloka, but we will concise it. Now see, I'll give any simple thoughts. We don't have to complicate the subject. Complicated in the sense very deep it is. First of all, mind and prana are interlinked. First step, understand that. Prana and the mind is linked. What is prana? Prana is like a jam between, in the sandwich you make, no? Two bread pieces. In between you put jam. Okay? Then becomes slice. Between the mind and the physical body, this prana is like a connector, junction, like a sandwich. Right? Little go, we can go deeper also. Entire anatomical system, the body, is depending on the prana system. If prana is good, energy. Energy is very good, supply is good, body will be very healthy. In this prana, link it again, how it is functioning, we can go to Raja Yoga where we speak about chakras. I am not going to Raja Yoga now, but then simply understand, what is a chakra? Chakra is a junction through which the lines of pranic force pass through, a point through which all the pranic forces pass through, where the major chunk of the pranic forces passing through, like a fine silvery threads, non-physical, ethereal, that is beyond gaseous state. Therefore, it is not easily seen, it is not going to be seen with physical eyes. So, Shivananda says, Nadi is not prana. This Nadi are the insulators of prana, he said. So, prana is subtler than that. The pranic flow, if it is energy, it has different energies. So, all the 7 chakras are linked to various corresponding parts of the physical body anatomy. So, a particular chakra is not functioning properly, energy is not there, not vibrantly energy released there, the corresponding parts get affected. There, if the energy is full blossoming, that particular part cannot be subjected to any kind of disease. There must be some problem. What are 3 problems there? In the prana shakti, chakras mein, that the energy centers mein. One is understimulation. Second is overstimulation or non-stimulation. I am talking some secrets. Overstimulation means what? high voltage of energy is passing through that, meaning more energy is released. That also makes a corresponding part in hyperactivity. The corresponding part becomes hyper. In the body, one part becomes hyper, all others are normal. But hyperactivity of a particular organ creates imbalance in the entire body. Some problem, it triggers some very complex mission, no? It triggers so many chemical reactions, hormone problem, physical body is affected. Understimulation is the part either shrinks, the non-functioning, the organ becomes non-functional, and there's no energy in that organ, slowly collapses, and it become eventually dead also. The organ becomes non-functional, like kidney failure. Now, this prana is affected by two sources. One is the prarabdha karma trickles down through mind and it disturbs the prana shakti. Or the external world, your habits like drinking, alcohol, or lack of sleep, or overeating, or whatever it is, you are loading the troubling the prana to function more. So the prana supply is there, but you are that negative forces. I mean, you are pumping something opposite. The body gets reduced. Disturbance हो जाएगा. Now, because prana and the mind are interlinked, mind has to be controlled. Because mind control is there, automatically, suppose if mind is on my control, then I become, in doctor's language, if I am a patient, I become patient complaints will be 100%. तुम्हारे लिए ठीक नहीं, मत खाओ. ठीक है सर, छोड़ दिया. कब से? अभी. दारू मत पीना, छोड़ दिया. सिगरेट मत, छोड़ दिया. स्वीट मत खाना, छोड़ दिया सर. कब? अभी से. So that called patient 100% compliance is there. Medicines taken on time. Whatever doctor says, I do. Doctors love such patients. They feel happy in seeing the patient getting normal. So the mind is the problem. If mind is set, the prana becomes set, body becomes under control, everything. So the problem is the mind. And mind is being subtle, right? Directly, I may be incapable of controlling the mind, the thoughts, controlling by the thoughts through different techniques, is different sadhanas are given. Like through bhakti, through jnana, through vichara marga, through inquiry, through witness attitude. So many applications you can do through samaj ke dwara, buddhi ke dwara. Mind can be disciplined, but not always that is easy for everybody. So, mind being subtle, and I don't know how to handle the mind with the gross, and I don't know how to handle the mind with the mind or by the buddhi. For such people, the little lower technique is pranayama. Pranayama is the word used. Actually, shwasa, first of all, shwasa yama. Yama means controlling. Through shwasa, prana is controlled. Through prana, the mind is controlled. Mind is controlled, mind is trained, mind is brought back to health. These two are linked. So, mind and prana. Now, Vayu Rodhanat. Vayu is linked to prana. Vayu, grosser name of the Vayu is prana. So, when I say pranayama, that is through shwasa, I control the prana. Through prana, the mind is restrained. Because mind and prana are linked. So, for example, the chair is there, the very huge, this one. I cannot, how do you handle that? I may tie a small thread. Thread is in my hand, not the total object, huge object it is. A big table or big something, huge suitcase. Suitcase I cannot handle. But उसको खींचने के लिए मेरे पास एक धागा है, एक रस्सी है, बांध के रखा है. ये रस्सी है, पुल. Entire object moves. So, shwasa is in my control. I mean, it is in my vicinity, where I can try to discipline the breath, pranayama, Through pranayama, I will try to control the mind. This is for whom? For those who are unable to control the mind, dissolve the mind by a suggestion, by a thought. I wanted to say, I have been telling this about Pujya Gurudev. नोएडा में बताया, आपको बताऊंगा, बताते रहता हूँ ये उदाहरण है अनुभव। गुरुदेव कई बार 1989-90 में एक बार पालघाट में यज्ञ कर रहे थे, मॉर्निंग लेक्चर ऑन अध्यात्म रामायण रामगीता, नॉट तुलसी रामगीता, रामायण के अध्यात्म रामायण। वहाँ पे एक श्लोक है कि mind should be rippleless, no thought should generate, like a lake, nistaranga pond, no taranga. So Gurudev was telling in the morning lecture that on the seat of meditation, a seeker should instruct the mind, halt, and the mind should come to halt by your instruction. That is yoga abhyasa. That is the practice. If you reach your mind thoughts are stop it, mind should stop. Halt should halt. So he wanted to tell that is the highest achievement, not fighting with the mind. Our level, that is the only way. So Gurudev did what, he was telling in the morning, on the seat of meditation, when the thoughts are running high, sit down and say halt. And at that time, he halted his mind. 20 minutes, no movement. He was in samadhi. सारे लोग बैठे हैं, कब खोलेंगे महात्मा आंखें? 15-20 मिनट के बाद आंख खोल के Gurudev said, you know what the first statement he said? Never mind, I made a mistake. For that level, pranayama are not required. If you can know how to control the mind through a thought. Mind is a thought. So there are Vedanta sadhana, Pratipaksha bhavana. वो सबके लिए नहीं होता है. Because we are grasped and so many thoughts are there. So भगवान अष्टांग योग मार्ग में क्या है? First start pranayama. In Ramana Gita and all, there is mind control chapter also is there, which we'll study, yet to study. So, what is there? Bhagavan Puraka is what? I am that supreme consciousness. A thought under jana is Purakam. I am not the body, mind, intellect. Throw karana is Rechakam. And Kumbhakam is holding the breath is abiding in that Brahma Vastu. I am Brahman. इस स्थिति में अवॉइड होना कुंभक है. दैट इज अ ज्ञानी के लिए प्राणायाम का डेफिनेशन. तो यहां पे भगवान अमृत कहते हैं वायु रोधनात्, बाय रिस्ट्रेनिंग द वायु द ब्रेथ प्राणायाम मनः लीयते, माइंड इज एब्जॉर्ब टेम्पररीली, बाद में बताएंगे. बिकॉज एज लॉन्ग एज द प्राणायाम इज डन, माइंड इज रिस्ट्रेन. लाउ जाल पक्षीवत, लाइक ए बर्ड एक जाल में है. जो पक्षी को जाल में रखा है, पक्षी कैन नॉट मूव, इट्स मूवमेंट्स आर रेस्ट्रिक्टेड. सो प्राणायामा इज सच ए टेक्निक वेयर द मूवमेंट ऑफ द माइंड इज रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एंड माइंड बिकम्स पीसफुल एंड काम. बाय रमण महर्षि's अभ्यास is what he gave mostly वीक्षण प्राणायाम, meaning observe the breath. As I said, what is Rechaka, Pura, Kumbhaka? Just even observe, don't even thoughts, just observe. Lord Buddha also said same thing, observe the breath. Observe the breath. Just see, observe what happens. And breath becomes slow, shallow, and it as though the breath, because when the body is too much active, the metabolism is required to function and all that is more breath, breathing energy is required. When you become slow down all the physiological functions, a minimum energy is enough to run the show. So no food also is not necessary. So just minimum energy is enough. So grass food also the people give up completely. Why? They have got the technique of taking the energy from the environment, direct source, which I don't know, therefore I depend upon the food. The energy has to be food in the food form, then I should take that energy only. Suppose if I know how to take energy directly from sun, After all, it's sun energy only, no? What are you eating? Chapati, roti, sabji, sun energy only. If I know directly taking sun, if I get practice and practice the technique, I don't depend on physical food. So, when I completely, this mind becomes quite calm and quiet, shallow, mind gets absorbed in its own thought, in its own source, sorry. So, this is the technique of pranayama. So, here two important things are there that we'll see in the next sloka. Bhagavan Ranmaharshi says, so Vayurodhanat Manaha Liyate. So, importance of pranayama, Bhagavan said. So, Bhagavan is never denied. So, we don't have to criticize pranayama technique, Ashtanga Yoga. No, these are all there. There are all techniques available, Rishis have given us. Idea is, Rishi wisdom is what? Once you enter into the halls of spirituality, you will find something to take home. You won't be disappointed. Like in a party, when you call for a party, you consider diabetic patients होंगे, so बिना चीनी का कुछ सब्जी, मैंने कुछ मिठाई, with maybe artificial, though it is not good, आज चल जाएगा. और बीपी वाले होंगे, उनके लिए है, व्रत वाले भी होंगे, उनके लिए ये खाना, बच्चे भी आएंगे, चुन्नू मुन्नू भी आएंगे, उनको तो आइसक्रीम रखना है, बड़े भी आएंगे, दांत बिना दांत वाले आएंगे, बेचारे चबा नहीं पाएंगे चपाती कर, उनके लिए खिचड़ी बनाएंगे. You plan everything so that nobody will go back home dissatisfied. So I am giving a hint. Next time if you call for a bhiksha and a party for everybody, you must include this menu like that. भाई कौन कौन है कौन कौन नहीं है करके. Not that हम तो अद्वैती है, खिचड़ी सबके लिए, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. नहीं चलेगा. अच्छा, अब मंदिर में प्रसाद हो तो चल जाएगा. You are going party. If you want to give party, consider everybody, no? क्योंकि बताता हूं आपको, दुनिया में ऐसा कोई भोग नहीं है जो सब मिलकर भोगे, except food. I may go to disco dance club, you don't like it. Yeah. What is that common enjoyment? बच्चे से लेकर के दूध पीने वाले बच्चे से लेकर के मरने से पहले एक दिन पहले बूढ़े तक पार्टी में बुलाया. All of them like what? Together we can enjoy under same shed. Tell me which भोग है? No. क्रिकेट मैच कोई पसंद है, कोई पसंद नहीं है. मूवी किसी को पसंद है, वो भी उसमें वेराइटी होता है. Somebody likes only horror movies, and they create horror in everybody's house. क्या हुआ? कल रात का पिक्चर याद आया, भूत. पर देखता क्यों नहीं? देखता क्यों? मजा आ रहा है. अरे भाई तेरा मजा बाढ़ में जाओ. हाँ, हम परेशान कर रहे हैं घर पे सबको. नहीं कोई बात नहीं, बट मजा आता है मेरे को. That is their taste. Somebody only family movies. Is there anything you can enjoy together? You and say whole family can watch a movie, but what about 2-year-old baby? He doesn't. He doesn't want movie. You take him to cartoon show, Tom and Jerry. And what about elders? अरे बंद करो बकवास है सब. टॉम एंड जेरी देख देख के मर गए. कुछ दिखाओ. घर में एक ही टीवी होता है ना, तब मजा आता है. लड़ते रहते हैं. इसलिए आजकल हर कमरे में एक एक टीवी. दादी को एक टीवी, दादा को एक टीवी. जो देखना है देखो भैया, डिस्टर्ब मत करो. तो कोई भोग नहीं है ऐसा अन्न के अलावा. थिंक अबाउट इट. सो व्हेन यू कम टू हॉल्स ऑफ वेदांता, Rishi's thought, you should go back taking some technique which is appropriate for you. See the magnanimity of the Rishis. The Gurudev case also. चिन्मय मिशन पूछते लोग, अच्छा चिन्मय मिशन में आप कौन सा भगवान को मानते हैं? और इसका जवाब कैसे दे मैं? कैसे तू बताओ? अरे हमारा आश्रम में हनुमान जी है, किसी आश्रम में कृष्ण जी है, किसी में शिव जी भी है, किसके में सब है. अच्छा आप कौन सा भगवान? बेवकूफ, भगवान एक ही होता है, बच जाओ. अच्छा, अब कौन सा ग्रंथ को, सारे ग्रंथ को पढ़ते रहते हैं, कौन सा फेस्टिवल मनाते हैं, ऑल फेस्टिवल यू सेलिब्रेट. भजन होता है क्या, भजन संकीर्तन इन आवर कैंप्स, व्हाट यू कॉल सूर्य नमस्कार, योगा, एवरीथिंग हो रहा है. वी आर यूनिवर्सल. We are not frustrated souls of holding on to one thing. No, Gurudev said, be flexible and reach society. Everything is welcome. Therefore, all the yogas are given by our great Mahatmas. So, pranayama is one technique for some people. All are not fit enough for this. All no need also for them. Okay, this is what he said. Vairodhanat liyate manah. चित्तवायवश्चित्क्रियायुताः शाखयोर्द्वयी शक्तिमूलका चित्तवायवश्चित्क्रियायुताः शाखयोर्द्वयी शक्ति मूलका. Now listen, please understand. There is शुद्ध ब्रह्म फर्स्ट, वहां पर ऊपर से आ रहा हूं मैं. शुद्ध ब्रह्म तत्व, infinite Brahman, that is called, in some cases they call emptiness, meaning it is empty of everything, including the thought that I am. They are also not there. That supreme Brahman, I am coming to this sloka only. Supreme Brahman, first he became aware of himself. When he became aware of himself, the moment he became aware of his existence, vast infinite existence, Brahman, he suddenly awakened to his potential also. His potential also is Ananta Shakti, Maya, that power which is created, which is creating all these worlds. Leela Tripta Brahmanda Mandala, Lalita Sahasranama. Lalita Devi, like a Leela, she created all this. Gurudev says one book. Now listen to the statement. When the sunbeam is entering through the window, you can see small dust particles floating. Many of them. Similarly, in the beam of that infinite light of consciousness, universes are floating like dust particles. Universes are like dust particles floating in that light of infinite consciousness. So he created. The moment Brahman became aware of his power, immediately he became Ishvara. Brahman alone. The moment he became awakened to his teacher, Shakti, he becomes Ishvara. The moment I become awake, I'm awakened to my potential to talk, to teach or to talk, to take a class. I become what? Teacher. So the moment Ishvara is there, Brahman only, Ishvara, with attributes, with Maya, then he became creator, sustainer, destroyer, only one Vastu. So he has got from that Moola Shakti, Maya is Shakti, no? Maya is Shakti, Shakti Moolaka. So Shakti is Adhishtanam. From that Shakti, two powers have emerged. One is Jnana Shakti, other is Kriya Shakti. Ichcha Shakti is with Ishvara, will. Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Swarupini. Maya, with Ishvara, with Maya, Ichcha Shakti, the Maya, first one. But from that Ichcha, this Maya as a root, two powers emerged from it. One is what? Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Jnana Shakti is Shakti to know consciousness. Kriya Shakti, Shakti to do. So Jnana Shakti is operating in the mind. Kriya Shakti is operating at the sensory level, Indriyas. These two powers have emerged. Shakti Mulaka. So they emerge and they become like widened. These two powers. So दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है? The खेल between ज्ञान शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति के द्वारा जो हो रहा है, everything. But the root, the power of the root, the source, the root of the power for these two is one, Shakti Mulaka. So now, so Chitta Vayavaha, Chitta plus Vayavaha. Vayava means Prana, Pancha Vayavaha, Pancha Pranaha. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. 5 pranas. Mind and the 5 pranas. Chitta, mind. What does that mind means? Jnana Shakti. Pranaha is equal to Kriya Shakti. Indriya Shakti, Kriya Shakti. All sense organs, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, hearing, Kriya Shakti. Walking, etc. Everything is Kriya only. So, Chitta plus Vayavaha, Chit Kriya Yutaha, endowed with Chit and Kriya. What is Chitta? Mind is endowed with Chit. Kriyaha endowed with what? Vayavaha endowed with Kriyaha, activity. So, Chitta Vayavaha, Chit Kriya Yutaha. Okay? They are all inside you only. They are in us and all of us. So, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti, both are emerging from this. So, what is to be done now? This Shakayoho Dvayi, these two Shakas, branches, emerged out of one source, Shakti, Mulaka. So, these two are restrained when I invoke that power through pranayama. Mind is restrained, indriyas also become controlled, their unwanted jumpings are restrained, subdued, and these two very beautifully slowly settle through pranayama. Mind becomes absorbed in the heart. So, through pranayama, so what is it I have? Dhara, rassi mere haath mein hai. So, grosser one. Prana is, Vayu is grosser. I can feel it. But through Vayu, the prana is restrained. That is pranayama is called. Pranayama, mind is brought under discipline. And mind and all the kriyas also are restrained. So in pranayama what happens? When the mind becomes quiet and calm, there is no necessity for kriya. Now tell me, who is prompting the indriyas to work? Mind only. Mind means what? Desires in the mind. For example, after the class, mind says, chalo dinner khate hai. So chalo dinner khate means heart rate चाहिए, blood circulation चाहिए, pumping हो रहा है, पैर उठाना उठना है, चलना है, talk करना है, गप्पे मारते हैं. All the activity, whole body is active. My God. Why? I desire, let me have food. So all activity. Let me make breakfast. See how much activity comes. So mind. Suppose mind there is no desires, like Tapon Maharaj. मिनिमम डिजायर, शरीर यात्रा, शरीर इज देयर, ठीक है, उसको खिलाना पिलाना है. अदरवाइज 99.9% of unwanted activities for them, according to them, is unwanted activities. Do you know? महाभारत में शुकदेव चरित्र आता है, शुकदेव जी का चरित्र. व्यास भगवान had sent शुकदेव जी to जनका. So व्यास शुकदेव जी के गुरु कौन है? राजा जनक जी. वो जनक जी के पास जाता है. फादर टेल्स हिम, शांतिपुर में आता लंबी कहानी. फादर टेल्स हिम, बेटा आकाश मार्ग में मत जाना, पैदल जाओ. एंड महाभारत में आता है, ई क्रॉस्ड चाइना, हांगकांग, चीन हून देशाह, हांगकांग पार करके मिथिला में प्रवेश किया. काठमांडू जनक जी से, वहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा विवरण है. एनीवे, अल्टीमेटली जनक जी के अपॉइंटमेंट, पैदा आया ना, पूरा देख लिया. ऑल दीज वुमेन ऑफ द राजा, दे सर्व्ड हिम, हिज माइंड इज एब्सोल्युटली calm. He went only to ask one question to him. राजा जनक जी बोले, स्वागत किया उनको, बोले कि बताओ सुखदेव जी आपको क्या चाहिए. You know what he asked? ब्रह्मचर्य आश्रम में ही किसी को ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ हो और इसके दौरान और इसके द्वारा, इसके कारण मन में पूर्ण वैराग्य हो गया हो, फिर उनके लिए गृहस्थाश्रम वनप्रस्थाश्रम जरूरी है क्या, या सीधा संन्यास ग्रहण कर सकते क्या? ये मेरी समस्या है. 15 साल का लड़का था. जनक जी सेठ, कोई जरूर नहीं है, वैराग्य मिल गया हो सीधा संन्यास ले लो. ओ सुखदेव जी, यू आर ऑलरेडी एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन संन्यास, तुम्हारे लिए कोई जरूर नहीं है. बस और कुछ जानना चाहते हो? कुछ नहीं, मेरे प्रश्न का जवाब मिल गया आपसे, नमस्कार. एंड रिटर्न जर्नी बाय फ्लाइट, जूम करके आकाश मार्ग से. Because Papa, what did Papa said? While going, he said, don't go by Akash Marga. But he never said return come by flight. He never did not say also don't come by return flight, but Akash Marga. Sumanta, Jaimini, Paila, all those, Sishyas are sitting there. They are talking. Vyasji was talking. And Vyasji saw Akash Marga mein a huge sun is moving fast towards him. Like a jalta hua ek agni god. Sukadev ji, shining there. He landed and he told what all happened. So, that kind of a state is there. Absolutely no need for any other sadhanas. But Sukadev ji, no desires. So, बैठ गया. There is no need of movement also. Think. हम उसी स्थिति को प्राप्त करते हैं हर रोज, थक के. That is not natural state for us. In the sense we are by prakriti ki krupa. So the Shakti Moolaka, understand the Shakti is one. So that Shakti to be controlled. Control means Shakti ko niyamit karne se these two powers slowly merge into one. There is no Kriya not required. Why? The Jnana Shakti is not interested in external activities. That Jnana I wanted to settle myself in myself by myself. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. No required anything. Then life becomes with minimum you can live. Not too many things, too many calculations. बैंक वाले मुझे फ़ोन करते रहते हैं, बोलते हैं आप इसका 5 साल का इतना होता है, आप उतना कर लीजिएगा, पैसा बहुत आएगा, दिस इज़ द बेस्ट थिंग. मैं बोलता हूँ मैं बाबा जी हूँ, धंधा करने नहीं है बैठा हूँ इधर. ओ सॉरी सर, डोंट टॉक टू इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिजनेस, हमारा मिशन का अकाउंट है, हम धंधा नहीं करते, इसमें इन्वेस्ट करके वो दबाओ, उसको बदल डबल कर दो, दैट इज नॉट आवर जॉब. ठीक है. एंड आई यूज्ड टू गिव देम, इफ यू आर सो मच कंपैशनेट फॉर अस, इंक्रीज द इंटरेस्ट बेट फॉर 10%. नहीं सर ऐसा नहीं होगा, तो चुप रहो, पैड फोन रख दो, फिर दोबारा मत करना. वी आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. मिनिमम हो जाता है लाइफ. I'll ask with a small thought. I wanted to. It's not a. I'm not foolish enough to give you, but at the same time, I'm asking you to think. If India में just for food and clothing, simple food, some families are able to live in 12,000, 13,000. Don't tell me I need a car and all. Of course you need, after profession required. I also need a laptop for my work. That's understood. But just think how they are living. I'm not asking you to live like that. Don't misunderstand me at all. The question is, they may have desires, okay, but they are demonstrating that they can live in India at least. अच्छे से खाते हैं, अच्छे सोते हैं, बट इनके मन में ये विचार नहीं है हम झुपड़पट्टी में हैं. वो थॉट नहीं आता कुछ लोगों को. हम इधर ही जन्म लिए, जिसको वेरी गुड, कंफर्टेबल, दैट्स इट, ओके, दे आर लिविंग लाइक दैट. I'm not again asking them that they should be pacified with that they should live shabbily. I'm not talking that. But there is a possibility of living. In our case, we waste so much of food, so much of lavishness, so much of glamour. So, आध्यात्मिक जीवन में life becomes simple. So, Bhagavan says, Shakti Molaka. When this Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti are automatically disciplined. There is no need. The minimum हो जाता है पूरा. Your happiness is always there. Okay? Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunat Maharaj Ki Jai.